go over how to get input from the user. And we're going to do input that is an integer. So I've named my file here public class InputFromUserInt. And then everything I have is just about in between the braces here for the public static void main. And one of the first things we need to get input from the user is we need to import the scanner class. Import java.util.scanner. And that gets us access to the scanner class, which we're going to need to create a scanner object here. So scanner kn equals new scanner system.in. Now kn, that variable name, I use to represent the fact that it's keyboard input. And then the system.in is the parameter that's being sent to the scanner constructor. Now, one of the first things we need to do when we get input from the user is we have to make sure that it's user-friendly. We want to tell the user what they're expected to input. So if we're expecting the user to input an int, I should tell them, and here we do system.out.print, please enter an int. Now, if I'm expecting some other type of variable, I would indicate that to the user. And then we get the input from the user. Since the user is inputting an int, I'm going to set it equal to a variable. And then so in this case, I say int x equals. And then I do kn, which is my scanner object, dot next int. And that gets the next input from the user. Now let's run through this and let's see what this looks like. Now the screen here is a little bit small. The font is a little bit small. I can't change that. But you can see, please enter an int. So I type in something like 10, and it input the user. I didn't do anything with it, but I did input it. Now I can run it again and watch what happens if I input something besides an int. Oh, it gets me an error. Java.util.input mismatch exception. Because it was expecting an int, and I input something that was not an int, and thus gave me an error. And that is the end of this lesson.